Here and flattens his tail.
Yes, ma'am, I can. Wow, are those really cars in the background? Hey, listen, so I don't interrupt. If I'm moving deeper into the woods, if it starts getting spotty, let me know and I'll stop or turn around a little bit. How's everyone doing this morning? Morning. Beautiful. That's better. I was so close. Just the whole one.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Joe. Shoot. Are you able to see me or did I lose that portion of this Zoom?
Yeah.
Do you need to be able
Right, I
to see
can't
me or
see
should I
you.
turn around? Okay, very good. All right, very good. I'm going to continue, then I can turn around.
I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Thanks for joining us today. And I'd like Norm to lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
I thought you were gonna ask Brett to do it from
Montana. Right.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Norm.
Is our first voting going to be the minutes?
Do we still have them?
Yeah, we do. I just pushed a button. You're good.
Okay. All right, thanks, Norm. I'll ask for approval of the minutes from our August 20 meeting, please.
I have an addition to the minutes, if I may.
Sure.
It states Troy Milne stated that he would also like to see the fiduciary insurance policy. I would like to add that Rachel then commented that fiduciary insurance is for pensions only. That is not a fact. That is not true.
Back to the beginning of the.
Okay, you have that, Rachel?
Yeah, you make a, sure.
You're the only one taking copious notes.
Yes, I got it, yeah.
You got it too, all right.
Yeah, we'll have it.
All right, so do we have a motion then with that?
Motion.
Okay.
Second.
Moved by Troy, seconded by Norm. There's been one change there. Any other comments, changes? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. All right, and have we had anyone sign up to speak, Rachel?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, Kevin Loki is here to give us an update on our local labor monitoring report for the month of August. Hi,
Good
Kevin.
afternoon. So I have our report for August 2024, between August 1st and August 31st. We made 61 monthly site visits during this period. We had one follow-up visit, check residency of 1,104 workers. We had 4 non-compliant, all of which were out of area on one project site. And there were no new community signs delivered during the month of August.
Okay, any questions for Kevin?
I do.
Who said I do?
Me. So you went out to Fairlight?
no,
What's
No?
not part of the
Oh.
agenda? No.
No,
I'm
we
sorry.
don't take public questions during this
Board
portion.
meeting, yeah.
Did you sign up to,
I did.
I don't know that we.
You never gave no confirmation that you received my email or anything or the telephone call that I left.
When did you
leave
call?
it?
Yesterday for the telephone and last week for the email. I sent it to your contact us,
And your name, sir?
Adam Hoffman.
Kevin, are you finished then?
I can take a seat if you want
Okay,
to.
all right, thank you. So these are your public comments, but we can't sort of get into an exchange of Q&A back and forth, right? Isn't that what we normally do?
We'll honor your, claim that you submitted a request to comment.
Mhm.
We did not receive an email request or a phone message. I will say that between yesterday and this morning, the county phone lines have been down, so there may be a chance that we received a voicemail that you left that we didn't receive. But you can go ahead and introduce yourself and speak for 5 minutes.
Three. The policy is 3, I think.
3 minutes,
Yeah.
3 minutes,
3 minutes?
thank you, yeah.
All right, my name's Adam Hoffman, I'm the Roofers Local 22. I also did a site visit my own self to Fairlife. I signed in a day after this guy. I was there for about 30 minutes. On his sign-in sheet, he was there for 20 minutes. How is he supposed to check IDs for 200 guys that are on the site in 20 minutes? I have another concerning fact, or, you know, us not, or you guys not policing that and allowing them to bring in outside people to these projects, especially a $1 billion project, and just giving away our taxpayer money on this is not good for our area. The construction work is a big part for us, not just for me, but for all of us as a community. Job diversity is what it really boils down to. Without having these local jobs and local people on this project, gives no opportunities to these people at all. This is a massive facility that you're not even policing correctly. 20 minutes on a site, that's not enough time to even get out of the car and walk up there. We literally walked up there, turned around, said hi to 2 people, signed back out and left. That's it.
Okay, thanks very much. Okay, were there any other questions for Kevin?
All good?
I think so. All
We
right.
can address that
All
later.
right, thank you very much.
Thanks, Kevin.
Kevin, is Kevin not involved with waivers going forward, or is that next month?
Kevin's involved in waivers currently. This is the report for the month of August, during which time Brian LaFountain
So I have
what's
a
doing
question
waivers.
with what's in red on Bonadio's report that Kevin might help with being informed about the question.
Should we get through,
I just wanted him to stick around if I could.
Yeah.
If that, if
are you
that's
okay,
okay.
Kevin, to stick around through the Bonadio report?
Thank you.
Okay, so, Anna is going to give the, request for exemptions report.
Thank you, yes. And next month we will hear this report from Loki Brill, as we're working temporarily with Loki Brill on exemptions while Brian LaFountain is on medical leave. The following verified local labor exemption requests were processed in August of 2024. One being for Sibley Redevelopment 2 LLC, one exemption related to the installation and application of the Gypcrete flooring product to the floors of the building at the project site. The exemption was based on the no local labor available criteria. The exempted contractor is Henderson Johnson. The second is for Andrews Terrace Community Partners LP. One exemption related to the installation of the masonry restoration, painting of balcony railings, lintels, and the operation of the hydro-mobile masonry scaffolds and application of special coatings at the project site in Rochester. The exemption was based on the no local labor available criteria. The exempted contractor is R.E. Kelly Incorporated. Third is for Jay's Acquisitions 2 LLC. One exemption related to the installation and use of the transport platform to provide vertical transportation of labor and materials at the project site in Rochester. The exemption was based on the no local labor available criteria. The exempted contractors are from Arsenal Scaffold Incorporated. The fourth for the Fairlife LLC project. This waiver was denied. One exemption request related to the roof installation at the facility site in Webster. The exemption request was submitted based on warranty. It was determined that there was insufficient evidence to grant the waiver based on warranty. Therefore, the waiver was denied. Number 5 is 1733 Ridge Road LLC. One exemption related to the tile replacement work at the project site in Irondequoit. The exemption was based on the significant cost differentials criteria, and the exempted contractor is Neil Kaufman.
Okay, any questions?
I would like to go back to the waiver that was denied with Fairlife. This was based under warranty. Locally, a contractor was addressed about this warranty, increased the warranty to be equal to the Centermark out-of-area contractor. Then I learned later that Centermark has mobilized with this waiver denied. They are going to perform the work with out-of-area contractor with the hopes of hiring local labor. My question would be for Kevin and the board, when Centermark is found not in compliance, what is going to be the reaction? What is going to be the result when they don't man this up with local labor?
Kevin can address this as has been requested by the board member, but as is our practice, workers would be asked to leave the work site if they show ID that indeed
Correct.
shows that they're not local.
Anyone that's out of area, obviously if you return on any follow-up visit within 24 hours, anyone that's still out of area that's there, it's blatant non-compliance. So first of all, if something like that were to happen, especially with this project, you know, the fun we're having, I would tell you right away that there's non-compliant guys from this roofing trade. But again, I'll be there the next day to make sure that they're gone, and obviously there'll be more diligence in checking those workers to ensure that they're from the local 10-county area.
So recently, if you had an experience where these workers were asked to leave and they refused to under the direction of their contractor?
That hasn't happened on that particular project.
Not that particular project.
Sure.
But have you asked members out of compliance to leave a job site and they have refused?
That's correct.
What are we gonna do when this happens again is my question to the board. We denied a waiver. I'm trying to be proactive here, not reactive. This is a massive project we're talking about. The roof at Fairlife. And Adam, if I'm speaking out of turn, but as a sheet metal worker, I would say there's gonna be 75 people on that site. This is a substantial number. Now, in the past, we've had waivers with numbers associated to the scope of the work. This waiver was denied. I don't have a number. I don't have Kevin's number, what's he anticipating to see? We could see 350, 400 people on the site in one day easily as we build up and really gear up. I know when Kevin goes on site, it's the white hat, everybody knows. There's the guy to get your licenses, get ready to go. We're gonna be asked to prove our residency. Two things are concerning here. Are these 75 people gonna disappear on a 400-acre site? And what's going to be the repercussion when Kevin comes to us and finds out of compliance labor on site?
Our policy allows the board to suspend, terminate, and recapture benefits in the event of continued non-compliance.
For that specific scope or for the whole project?
Is at the board's discretion.
Is Centermark and Coca-Cola, Haskell, and the other general contractors aware of this?
Yes, they sign a local labor certification before they receive benefits. It's also part of the application that they're required to sign.
Okay. So with the waivers pending and the waivers granted, we're getting out of control over at Fairlife. I'm adding up these numbers to be close to 300 people. We have 140 already approved, and I see another 180 in the wing, and I see a waiver denied, and the contractor still mobilized to do the work. That's a concern for the construction community. It's a concern for me as a board member, and I think I would like to hear the board today in the minutes give a message that there's teeth, that there's gonna be repercussion if this isn't followed correctly. Because if this doesn't get nipped in the butt, we're gonna have an issue, and we're gonna be lucky to see a quarter, 25% of local labor at Fairlife, the way it's trending right now. And Adam, I appreciate you expressing your concern here, but this is just the start of the project. And I'm concerned about getting local labor on this site, I really am, and I just want that in the minutes, but I wanna have something that this board, and maybe motion that the board would consider, doing something if we run into an issue. If we don't agree to this, and as a board, we don't feel this is something that we want to address or get ourselves into the stew, I'm going to have a difficult time in this room going forward.
So the local labor policy is a board-approved policy. So the board has approved this policy. I don't know that we can take anticipatory action on an event of default that has not yet occurred.
Okay, but I want to plant that seed because
Understood.
it's going to occur.
Thank you, Troy. Any other questions, comments for Kevin? All right.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it.
All right, moving right along, we have a financial report. Greg.
Thanks, Ann. Financials through August, 8 months in. Our cash balances are down about $5 million from a year end, mainly due to the reallocation of about $3.7 million of excess working capital into our investments, and then also to support the $1.3 million net deficit year to date. In terms of, we do anticipate over the next 3 months having about 1.5 million of workforce development fund expenses coming due that we will, we do have some investments that are maturing in October that we will most likely not renew to bring that cash back into, to pay for those previously approved expenses. You can see new is our cash grant. As many know, COMIDA applied for a FAST grant back last year, about $20 million to support the electrical upgrades at the Fairlight facility. A partial grant in the amount of $7 million was dispersed in August, which we do have and are in receipt of. We will track that as we go. You can see a corresponding liability down in the same section, right? This is really a pass-through. As the project approves expenses, we will support and make sure the expenses are approved and submit the disbursements out of that account as time goes on. And again, that grant will be a pure pass-through to the organization. I mentioned our short-term, or our investments, which really represent, it's approximately $16 million through August. That comprises of approximately 10 T-bills and notes that have varying expiring maturities from October of 24 through April of 2026. In terms of our fee revenue, we generated approximately $207,000 of fee revenue for projects.
They haven't voted on anything yet.
Although that's a shortfall where we are budgeted, we do anticipate a couple projects closing in the next quarter to bring us back to budgeted, to regroup on where we think our fee revenue is going to end up. Overall, workforce development program, which is really what represents our program and community development expenses, to go back to the beginning, we have set aside about a little over $7 million of funds based on our fee revenue to date. We have committed against that $7 million, almost $6.1 million of prior approved program expenses. So there's about $900,000 left to be allocated to those programs. Overall, you can see our actual, we're trending below budget, but again, anticipate that number rebounding in the next quarter as we have a couple projects that we anticipate to close. That's all I have.
So the fee income, if you look year over year, is certainly up. It's behind budget, but it's up over last year. I know a lot of that's tied to timing, but that's a good marker for us. And the interest income, if you look at actual versus last year at the same time, or our budget, we're particularly over our budget. That's like doubling what we had budgeted for, so that's all good news. The expenses too were less than budget by considerable amount, and certainly from an actual standpoint up over last year, but that's because of a lot of the expenses that we've incurred in that. Correct?
Yeah, well said.
We're all set. We're all set. Any questions? Okay, thank you, Greg. All right, we have an assignment assumption for one of our projects. Anna, would you like to address that?
Of course, thank you, Ann. The Collegiate Rochester LLC has entered into an agreement to purchase the student housing project at 4,000 River Road in the town of Henrietta, and is requesting approval to assume the shelter rent property tax abatement. The original project amount was $30,018,546. And the assigner is 20 Fairwood Road Associates LLC based in Chicago. The assignee is the Collegiate Rochester LLC in White Plains, New York.
Thank you. I'll ask for a motion to approve the sale of the facility and assignment of the real property tax abatement. there a motion? Moved by Lisa. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Norm. Any comments, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Did we get those in the field? Did we get?
I got it.
Oh, you got it, okay. They're fire field. Second project modification is Marketplace, and it's a pilot modification. Anna?
Thank you, Anne. This is one that we see annually. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the right page in my packet here. What's wrong?
16.
16, thank you. Oh, thank you. I got it. The Marketplace has requested that the agency amend the pilot agreement payment schedule with respect to the 2025 Town of Henrietta and Monroe County tax year and the 2024-2025 Rush Henrietta Central School District tax year for all of the parcels that comprise the site. The town and school district have each granted their respective support of the agency and the Marketplace Mall to amend and modify the terms of the pilot agreement.
Okay. All right, thanks, Anna. I'll ask for a motion to modify the
Can I ask a
pilot.
quick question?
Just 1 second.
Okay.
I'd like to ask for a motion to modify the pilot payment for the 2025 county and town tax year and the 2024/2025 school tax year. Is there a motion? Moved by Norm. Is there a second? Seconded by Lisa. Any comments, questions?
Yeah, just a quick question about Dick's. They're leaving that facility. That makes no difference. They're moving.
Who's leaving?
Dick's is leaving.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
so
wanted to
modifying the
confirm.
payments. Yeah.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much. Now we have a bunch of requests
Yeah.
for funding. And the first one is the Monroe to Orleans BOCES CDL-B program. It is a workforce development fund request for an increase. And we have someone here to speak to this.
Because of time constraints on today's agenda, we asked a couple of the program representatives, we let them know we don't need them to speak necessarily, but of course, if there are questions, we can relay them unless folks are present here with us. This is a request that we've received in the past. So we don't have somebody here from BOCES to speak on this, but I'm going to give you a little bit of context here, and this is on page 23 in your packet. This request for this program was first approved in January of 2024. The original request was for up to $219,045 to support the creation of a commercial driver's license testing center located at the BOCES 2 campus. Since approval, BOCES has been in the planning stages, and they're now requesting an additional support of $4,551 from the agency to cover the cost of anticipated expenses as listed in the request letter on page 23. And this request would bring the total contribution from COMIDA up to $223,559.
Is it 559?
There might be a typo.
I think it's
in mine.
596.
596.
Yeah.
Excuse me, pardon me.
That's okay, that was my typo.
$596.
Not to exceed 6,000.
$223,596.
All right. Do we have a motion to that effect?
Do we know how many people have signed up for this course so far?
So they're currently still like in the planning stages of getting the center set up, so I don't think they've put anybody through this particular center yet.
Thank you.
So, I guess the question is, what are they gearing up for? What's the capacity and where they're targeting their participants from?
So they currently run CDL programs.
Exactly.
And I would assume that they're gonna be doing the same marketing, they just need now a place that they can actually do this at, so they're gonna be having it there.
Yeah, but we approved money in the past, and now they're asking for more, but they should provide us with
They do.
a little.
Yep, they haven't invoiced us
Okay.
yet for anything, and whenever I get a quarterly invoice from them, they have to submit a report, a performance report.
And the other question I have, $20 for whistles? That was,
It's like it's not high or low.
I know.
Humor is a good thing. All right.
Did you ask if that went out to RFP or what?
oh, no.
Okay, did we make a motion?
Yes, it was.
We did, and did we, no, I don't think we had.
No, I don't think we have a motion.
haven't. All right.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a motion then to amend the contract with Monroe to Orleans BOCES to increase the support of the CDL-B third-party test program by $4,566.50, now not to exceed $223,596. Is there a motion? Moved by Lisa, seconded by Troy. Thank you. Any comments, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, next item is the Camp Good Days and Special Times Courage Bowl event marketing request. Anna, can you walk us through that?
Thank you. James from Camp Good Days is here with us today to answer questions if questions come up. COMIDA has supported the Courage Bowl, which takes place at St. John Fisher University in support of Camp Good Days since 2018 at the $10,000 level. This year, COMIDA would be the key supporter at the $10,000 level, and this will include a marketing table, logo placement on all signage and promotional materials, as well as logo placement on all shirts worn by staff and participants. We will be using this opportunity to promote COMIDA's and MCIDC's jointly funded Retain program to students and soon-to-be graduates from St. John Fisher and Brockport. And this event's taking place on October 2nd, I believe. Yes, thank you.
Is there any questions of this?
It's gonna be at Brockport this year, not St. John Fisher.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes.
Apologies, yeah.
Thank you, Troy. Can I have a motion, please, to approve?
Move it.
Moved by Norm,
Second.
seconded by Troy. Any comments, questions further on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Next item is the Genesee Country Village and Museum Agricultural Affair marketing request. And Anna will give us an update on that.
Thank you, Anne. COMIDA has supported the agriculture fair at the Genesee Country Village and Museum since 2018 at the $5,000 level. With this funding, COMIDA provides a tent that is dedicated to showcasing local food and beverage and agribusiness companies from Monroe County. Many businesses that we have worked with through Monroe County Economic Development. Genesee Country Village and Museum assists staff with coordination with the businesses as part of the support. And this takes place also in early October.
First weekend of October.
The first weekend of October.
Okay. All right, so I'll ask for a motion to authorize the payment of $5,000 for marketing and supporting the Farmers Market tent at the Genesee Country Village and Museum for the 2024 Agricultural Fair on October 5th and 6th, 2024. Is there a motion? Moved by Lisa, seconded by Norm. Any comments, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next item is an RDDC request. It's the Rochester Downtown Development Corp. And I believe we have a guest here to talk to this motion. If there are questions, it's Galen Brooks, who's president and CEO.
That's right, thank you, Anne. Yes, Galen Brooks is the president and CEO of the Rochester Downtown Development Corporation. We'll welcome Galen to the podium. We have a handful of other supporters here who are attending on behalf of this request. COMIDA approved $300,000 in July of 2023 for a proposed downtown ambassador program by the Rochester Downtown Development Corporation. It was initially brought to the board as a workforce development fund request. It was decided to take the support from our operating budget, so the approval took place last summer. Since that time, there have been changes in the Rochester Downtown Development Corporation's approach, which Galen's going to talk about, with regard to downtown revitalization in the central business district. So the request is to reappropriate that $300,000 as part of their current fundraising campaign to expand RDDC services and engage more stakeholders and community partners in light of the need for revitalization and improvements along the central business district corridor, and in the absence of a business improvement district. So others that are here today with us, I want to acknowledge Joe Stefko from One Rock, Jonna McCooey from RDDC, Don Jeffries, and I think I saw Jim Brown here as well from the convention center, although there he is.
He must be sitting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, and Steve Dubnik from the Strong, thank you for being with us.
Stand up, Jim, so we can see you.
See me soon enough.
Yeah.
And Galen, thank you for being here with us today. Galen has a couple of different slides, and we'll have a vote after Galen's presentation.
Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you, board members, for having us here today. I will be joined, I know we have a tight window, but I will be joined by my colleagues Joe Stefko and Jonna McCooey to speak a little bit to the work that's happening today for downtown revitalization, but also the work that's to come in 2025 with a more robust set of programs and services to really support and fulfill upon revitalization in downtown. So thank you, Anna, for the acknowledgements of everyone that's here today and support. We've got a wide variety of folks from tourism to cultural institutions to small businesses represented in the room. As you know and have observed, and I know is shared amongst this board, there's a lot of enthusiasm, eagerness, and excitement for more work to support the success and future of downtown. We really appreciate your leadership in that. Just to set the stage and for a little bit of context, RDDC, the Rochester Downtown Development Corporation, our focus area is really the traditional inner loop plus a couple of blocks. We go over to Alexander Street and also up into High Falls in terms of the area that we support and we look at for data collection, storytelling, promotion, activation, all those great activities that we're talking about today. Within that area, most of the space, about 75%, is commercial. We've seen a great boom in residential, and that's a real strength. As you all are intimately familiar with the residential market, it's usually successful and more tends to be converting and is certainly coming online with 10,000 plus residents right in the downtown core today, projected to get to 11,000 within the next year, several hundred units under construction right now. There's a lot of growth in that sector, but we do have a lot of commercial space and there's pain in that sector. So we see, and you have this on your third slide, levels of vacancy about a third higher than they were pre-pandemic in the office market, really mirroring that with some cell phone data by GroupPlacer.ai that shows that workers returning to office are about a third behind what they were pre-pandemic as well. So that's really a pain point for downtown. We're not alone in that in downtown Rochester, but it is a reality that we face today in terms of revitalization in our downtown core. So what do we do with that information? We know, given that lifestyle benefits are more and more important for both workers and residents. So the things that make a place wonderful and desirable that really help you make that choice to show up, to live in an area, to go to work in an area, are all the more important for the success in our downtown. We also engaged in a pretty extensive community outreach process and visioning process for downtown. And that identified two top service areas: marketing events and activations, and small business support and livability services. And so taking these learnings and really the information from that year and a half of extensive outreach, We're honing in on those top 2 service areas as identified as part of the bid process: marketing, events, and activation services, and small business support and livability. And a third corollary bucket as well for targeted partnerships for public space enhancement. So I'm gonna hand it over to my colleague, Jonna. She's gonna talk a little bit about that first service area, marketing, events, and activation.
Thanks, Galen. Thank you, board. Anna. So marketing, events, and activations, these are things you might already have seen us out there doing today. Our Downtown Definitely event series includes the Midday Bash, Movies with the Downtown View, some festivals, and a little bit of pop-up markets we've been doing over the last year and a half since we got that feedback from our bid process. So with additional support, we'll be able to expand that. We'll be able to add more markets, some small-scale classes, some performances, things to supplement that time that is not our peak festival and event season. Additionally, we'll be able to grow our promotional operations for downtown, adding marketing, PR, and promotional campaigns to highlight the positive things that are happening, combat some of the negative perceptions and thoughts that are out there about downtown, and be able to more frequently amplify all of the positive events, activities, and growth through our personalized downtown stories. And then the other focus for marketing, events, and activations is to expand our capacity to partner with the organizations and institutions that are already downtown. So building more partnerships with downtown small businesses to promote restaurants and bars and the events that are happening downtown, and building more partnerships with the cultural institutions to help draw people downtown and better highlight and promote the assets we already have down here. So I'm gonna pass it back to Galen. Thanks.
Thank you, Jonna. So in that second service area, small business support and livability, we heard a lot from folks about the prioritization of small business support and how important that is to differentiating downtown and ensuring its success. So we have proposed, and we'll be launching into in 2025, more promotion of small businesses, more convening and collaborating, sharing of resources and information, and also notably recruitment for neighborhood serving retail. This is something we heard time and time again. You've all heard it. Grocery store in particular is wanted downtown, pharmacy, a number of other amenities for downtown. So we as an entity are uniquely positioned to really be that voice, be that convener, and be that attractor for more neighborhood serving amenities. The last bucket, leveraging partnerships for public space enhancement. This is really policy and planning, looking at the building blocks for downtown and being able to influence that in a way that helps to make it a desirable, happy, enjoyable place to live and work. I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Joe Stefko just to walk you through the fundraising so far.
Can we just pause
Can
and
we
get to board questions? And
Sure.
Joe is welcome to answer board questions as well as yourself, just because we have one board member who has to leave as close to 1 o'clock as possible, and we won't have quorum otherwise.
Sure.
So want to
No,
make
we're
sure that we
happy to
have
do it.
votes for all of our items on the agenda today.
Yeah.
Thank you. And feel free to pull up whatever slide you think is most appropriate. Let's open it up to board questions.
So this is redirecting our money from the ambassador program. Just sounds like a much broader attack on
RDDC.
RDDC initiatives that will help fill some of these gaps that we have in the commercial aspects, particularly restaurants, grocery stores, that sort of thing.
So,
Questions?
yes, Galen, I found that there is truly value in the ambassador program that you guys proposed over a year ago. And now that I guess the bid is now not gonna happen, I still see value in an ambassador type program for downtown. I don't know if Don can remember. Is Don, is he still here? What's he?
Don's right there.
Oh, hi.
I saw your note not to let me speak.
Okay. No, but there's truly value in the downtown guides. the red shirts, the different types of ambassadors that are on the street that guide people around. And I like to see, I'm all for downtown development. I'm one of the biggest advocates you've ever had. But I still think you need to have people on the ground, on your main streets, on those main arterials, those thoroughfares that are up there guiding people around, being another set of eyes and ears. So that's just an observation from your proposal here. We did approve last year for the actual ambassador program. I know things have changed, but I would love to see some type of street presence for what you're doing downtown. I think it's very important.
That's great, thank you so much for sharing that comment. And there is the third bucket, the leveraging partnerships for public space enhancement. We are having conversations and working to expand some of our existing programs. So we have something called a seasonal decor grant program. We'll look to expand that to affect the look and feel of public space. But we're also in conversations with potential partners to, really ensure that there is more of that engagement presence on the street and promotion of the great assets that are in downtown.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, I'll ask for a motion to amend the contract with the Rochester Downtown Development Corporation to reallocate funds originally approved for the Downtown Ambassador Pilot Program to general operating support. Is there a motion? Moved by Norm, seconded by Lisa. Any other comments, questions? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is a request for funding from the Monroe Community College Empower Program. It's a workforce development fund request, and I believe we have James Gertner, Director of Projects and Operations, here to discuss about the success, there you are, of the program so far.
Chair Brewer and board members, I was for a leader at one point said be brief and be gone, so
We appreciate it today.
you have our packet as far as the reapplication for funds for Empower
Page
program.
39.
I also provided something else today that I direct you to take a look at. The summary really is on the first couple of pages, a snapshot of where we are with this program. And again, I speak for the nearly 3,000 people who've gone through this program over the year and say thanks to this board and the county for the support. We want to continue to meet the demands of the workforce in this community, and with Empower support, we can do that. So we are focusing on very specifically this year, targeted funding for where the gaps exist in the workforce. So that area includes healthcare most significantly. We have a CNA program, LPN program that are providing workers to the healthcare community. Supporting our CNAs is where we're requesting to direct funds for this next year. We have unattached folks who come to our program, who are not employed, they're looking for the support of this program. We're also using SUNY pre-apprentice grants for those individuals, which will provide $1,000 toward their curriculum and that study. We would like to use Empower support to cover the rest of that program for them so that we can put an additional 80 CNAs into the workforce in the next 15 months. Additionally, our medical interpreter program has been very significant, and you'll see some comments from those folks who've been through that class in this packet. We have an opportunity to train another 100 medical interpreters in the next 15 months to be in the workforce. We know how many people are coming into this community who have different languages. They need that type of support in the healthcare community to get what they need when they're asking either a doctor or a pharmacist, physician for medical care. This program is unique in this area. It's unique in the state of New York. We have put through 100 people most recently, and another 100 that we'd like to put through using this program. The other areas that we are going to focus on, and again, it's focus rather than some of the random approach that we've had in the past, it's focus. So I want to address the advanced manufacturing and automation communities. We have specific programs that are going to meet the technical workforce in the next 15 months. We're targeting 52 individuals to come through those entry-level programs in automation to get those jobs that they're looking for and that this community is looking for as we ramp up for some of the initiatives that are coming down the pipe, including the tech hub that Dr. Sepko spoke to yesterday at the Dallas Science Center. Software and information technology, also it's kind of a key link to the automation. We have programs that are meeting that entry-level employee. Folks that have come to us are finding jobs in IT. We have specific programming around coming on board in AI that will target these individuals. 74 folks we target for programming with Empower support in the next 15 months. Finally, we meet our demand in the community for the organizations that are looking to upskill people. We have programs at Bausch & Lomb and Gleason right now that are in the pipeline. They want to use funds to continue programs that they started with Empower in the last year. Bausch & Lomb has expanded and changed their operation over the last few years. They need a program that kind of transfers the knowledge from one technician to the other. This is the program that they've used with us and with Empower support to get them ramped up and up to speed. Efficiency, growing their workforce, and providing opportunities and increases in jobs and in income. That's the summary. Appreciate the support, and thank you for considering another tranche of funds for Empower.
Thank you. Any questions? Thanks for that update. Ready for a motion, right? I'll ask for a motion to approve the execution and delivery of a contract with Monroe Community College for the Empower program in an amount not to exceed $750,000 through December 31, 2025. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Norm. Seconded by Lisa. Any changes to that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Continued success to you. All right, the next item on our agenda. We have two more approvals, right? So,
Yes, we're gonna try to
running
be
out
very
of time.
quick. Anna, you probably have 60 to 90 seconds tops.
And I brought handouts. No, I'm kidding.
Thank you, Jim.
So-
COMIDA is the host agency, as you all know, for the APEC, the Monroe County Finger Lakes APEC Accelerator, which is jointly funded through COMIDA with, through an agreement with the Department of Defense. Anna Boulay-Fitzsimmons is our program director, and she is submitting her annual budget to the Department of Defense.
To leave the meeting right now, so I'm trying. She keeps saying it's my cat.
Go ahead.
Thank you again, and thank you for your continued support. So we've had great strides this past year in terms of success working with small business. I know you've seen that information in the packet. I know I only have about 90 seconds, so I'm not going to go through the packet. However, we're proud to say that last year was a short year, 7-month fiscal year that we did with the DoD, and Monroe County small businesses reported $85.72 billion in government contract awards that we've assisted over time. And so far in fiscal year 24, it's been booming. And that year just started April 1st, and to date now, they have reported over $140 million in government contracts. So we're really excited about that. In terms of our outreach and participation, we partner, us and our partners have been working extremely well together. Yesterday, we had our banner event of the year, which was with Congressman Morelli, County Executive Fellow. We did have a representative from Micron talking about small business. Over 350 participants were there. We brought in a contingent from the Department of Defense innovation units, as well as Air Force and Space Force. And right now, we're actually on tour with them today. We kept them in town one more day. We started at the Laboratory for Laser Energetics this morning. They're at RIT right now, which I left to come here. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And we're going to be going to Nextport afterwards to show them all the innovation that's in town, and hopefully increase investment from that end. So in terms of fiscal year 25-26, which I'm seeking funds for now, it would be level funding. We are not requesting any additional funds in terms of the matching fund. Our proposed year, as you can see in your packet, it would be from April 1st, 25 through March 31st, 26. And again, we are proposing level funding request, as we did last year.
All right, good, thank you very much. I'll ask for a motion to approve the funding in the amount not to exceed $145,000 for fiscal year 2025-2026.
Move it.
Motion moved by Norm, seconded by Lisa. Any other comments, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you so much for your continued support.
Thank you. All right, we have a database project. It's an increased request amount from 15,000 to 30,000. And Allison?
Yes, Allison's gonna rapid fire go
Oh,
through
yes,
this,
our-
the project tracking system.
We gotta
We
do real
need,
quick.
in order to do the job we wanna do, we need an extra $5,000, and then to add some functionality that Robin and I would really like to see, we need another 5,000. So we're asking you for, approve us for $10,000 more for our new database to get us off of access.
And I think we
I
put in a
actually-
little
yeah.
buffer of up to 15
Yeah.
for the database. We talked about this, if everybody recalls, it's a really outdated database. And, you know, this is, and you've had it
It
for
will save
what,
us about
20 years?
20% time on
Yeah.
our peer
Right.
support.
Any other questions for Allison? For Rachel? All right, I'll ask for a motion to amend the contract with Mindex to allow for up to an additional $15,000 for recommended improvements to the database project not in the original scope. Your motion moved by Lisa, seconded by Norm. Any other changes? Joe's smiling.
We can't
Red
leave
on
camera.
Joe.
There's Red, what is Red doing?
Yeah, I don't know what Red's doing. He's walking in the woods.
He's hiking, yep. He's joined us from the wilderness.
I don't think you can get rid of the photo. He has to get rid of the photo.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Motion carries, they're having fun. We're trying to get through this. Okay, we have a dashboard report that was in your packet, no action needed. We have an update from the finance committee. We met on August 27th to finish reviewing and rating the responses to the RFP for fiduciary and investment management services. Anna is going to give us a brief summary of the history on that.
Certainly. The RFP for fiduciary and investment management services was issued in February of 2024. There were 3 inquiries with 1 response received. Finance committee met again in March, and after review requested that the RFP be reissued to try and gain a better response and include the fiduciary aspect. The RFP was reissued in May of 2024 and was published in the Daily Record, the Rochester Business Journal, and the Democrat and Chronicle once a week over 3 weeks. Several inquiries were received with 2 formal responses received. The Finance Committee reconvened in May. Both of the proposers were in attendance and were able to present and ask questions. The committee was not able to finalize the rating sheet due to not having enough time to complete the process. The committee met again to finalize the rating sheet in August of 2024 and selected high probability advisors.
Okay, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve the execution and delivery of a contract with high probability advisors for fiduciary and investment management services. The fee for such services shall be up to 20 basis points or approximately $30,000 through December 31, 2025.
So just,
Motion?
I got a question, so just high probability is affiliated with Bonadio? Is that correct?
Certainly.
Steve Carl, the CEO of High Probability Advisors. We do have an affiliation. We're an independent firm. Bonadio has a minority investment interest in us.
They are connected, is what I just thought, so I want to know.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right.
We didn't get the motion yet.
I didn't, thank you. Trying to rush a little too quickly. So then I'd like to ask for a motion to approve the execution and delivery of a contract with high probability advisors for fiduciary and investment management services. The fee for such services shall be up to 20 basis points or approximately 30,000 through December 31, 2025, as I requested a minute ago. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll motion in.
Thank you, Joe.
I think Brett said
I
second.
think Rick tried to second.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, it's been moved and seconded. Any other comments, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Okay, one in opposition. Thank you very much. Motion carries. The next item is the Compliance Committee report. The Compliance Committee met on August 20th to discuss compliance matters with respect to certain COMIDA projects. The committee reviewed the local labor violations for 587 LLC. The applicant may be sending along a statement to be read aloud during the meeting. Did we receive such a communication?
We did. Through his attorney, the applicant wrote that he is the attorney for Neville Graves. His understanding is that his client has substantially complied with the requirements of the agreement with the agency and believe we can cause to correct the situation. Please be aware if we terminate the financial assistance, it will cause substantial financial injury to the project, as the project has already gone over budget due to high cost. I believe that with some discussion, we can work out a settlement of a fine rather than termination of financial assistance. I spoke to the attorney also yesterday. I explained to him that his client was spoken to each time there was a violation. We believe there were 8 or 9 violations of local labor. We also believe that contractors were instructed to lie and provide false documentation about their residency. And as I told the lawyer, these were not accidental violations, they were willful and knowing violations of our local labor policy, which we take very seriously. So I explained that the Compliance Committee would be recommending full termination of benefits and recapture of benefits received to date.
Thank you, Rachel.
Remind me, this is the job where one of the employees didn't get paid?
Correct.
One of the subcontractors.
Yes, correct.
Okay, the committee also reviewed the sales tax recapture report and an update on the status of companies that have failed to make their required payments under their respective pilot agreements. We reviewed the job compliance report, which provides information regarding companies seeking a waiver from the job creation requirements contained in the pilot agreements. The committee is recommending waivers be granted for the year 2023 for 21 projects. The committee asked for additional information on 2 projects. Staff can and will update the status on both of those projects. So I'm asking for a motion to terminate the financial assistance provided and seek recapture for 587 LLC. Thank you, Red.
Second.
And second by Moore. Any other comments, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'll now ask for a motion to grant a waiver to the following projects as identified by project code. Let's see.
And if you want to just read the last 3 letters and number and 1 letter, that's sufficient. The first numbers are all the same, essentially.
Right. So how about 11030A?
Mm-hmm.
11042A, 12022A, 13006A, 13045A, 13068A, 14008A, 14023A, 14029A, 14036A, 15079A, 16031A, 17004A, 17006A, 17010A, 17042M, 18062M, 19011A, 19017A, 2012B, 20050A. Is there a motion to grant these waivers? Thank you. Been moved by Lisa, seconded by Troy. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're running over a little bit for our team in the field, but we're just about.
Joe had to drop off, but we still have Rhett with us.
That's good. On location.
On location, right?
Can he hear us?
So, anyway, we have a vacancy on the governance committee that we'd like to fill. And I'd like to make a motion to appoint Rhett King to the governance committee. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Norm, seconded by Lisa. Any comments on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now, is he voting on his own?
He can vote,
right?
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
Careful what you sign up for.
right. I would like to chime in and recommend that the board nominate our chair, Ann Burr, to serve as the chair of the governance committee, and ask that another board member make the motion and the second for that, as long as all are in support. As you all know, Jay Popley was the chair of governance. So seeking a motion to put Ann in the position of chair of the governance committee for the time being, yes.
I'll make a motion to put Ann in as chairperson of the governance committee.
What say you, Brad?
Are you seconding? Yeah. Okay.
Look at that view.
Rhett, do you know we can see you?
We have to see it.
Yeah,
We have to see him in order for him to vote.
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Did we got to the
We
end?
got through the end, and happy birthday to Ann, and congratulations to Rhett on welcoming a new grandson, JJ, on Sunday. So two special announcements from the two of our board members.
Take care.
Anna,
Yes.
just so you know, the Office of the President is aware of the vacancy on COMIDA.
Oh, great.
You should be.
Thank you for letting us know. We appreciate that.
What a view.
Where is he?
Yeah.
He's in Montana.
Montana.
Oh, Montana.
We owe him a great deal of gratitude.
I know.
Yes.
Look, he's in the
I
21st
mean,
century.
seriously.
Look at this. Look at he's smile. I've never seen him smile.
Look at his face. He looks like he's having the best time
All
ever.
that fresh air.
We appreciate, Brett, having you join us for this. It's been very interruptive to your vacations. So the next meeting is October 15, 2024 at noon.
Oh, he's shown us the view.
Wow.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Isn't a very good view.